Walter, thank you so much for doing this for me.
No worries.
I always admire your cakes when we were selling your home and you had some of your stuff around the house, and I thought it was great. So it gave me the idea that I definitely at some point wanted to interview you. So I really appreciate you making the time.
My pleasure.
Now for the audience, please just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Walter Ferebee. I'm over the hill, as they say, over a senior citizen. I've got 3 children, 9 grandchildren, and 2 great-grands. I'm the owner, operator of Chip Technologies and Chip's Edible Sweets.
Okay, so you own 2 businesses.
2.
How do you have the time for 2 businesses?
That is a good question. I think I sneak an extra hour in to get 26 hours in a day. But it's about balancing your time and budgeting your time to make both of them work. There are times when and I guess that's the beauty of owning your own businesses or business, because you kind of control what projects you want to take on. If there's, for example, for Chip Technology, if I know that I've got, and that's more technical, I know if I have projects coming up, I have to set aside some time because I know the phones are going to ring and someone's going to want a cake. So I have to set time aside for both. Okay. And that's how I kind of, so I would say budgeting time is the key.
What time do you wake up in the mornings?
Ooh, sometimes it's 11 p.m. at night
okay.
that I wake up and start my day.
Wow.
Particularly with that's usually with cake decorating. Because sometimes I have to get the product, the cake, out on time and with quality. Mm-hmm. So I have to allow time.
You just don't sleep.
I just have to keep going. Well, I might get a few hours ahead.
Before the 11 o'clock.
Before the 11 o'clock, maybe 3. Okay. Usually, if I can do 3, I'm good. And I know they say you're supposed to have 8 hours. I don't know about that. I figure you can sleep when you're dead.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's so true. Okay. So you have Chip Technology. Tell me a little bit about that.
Chip Technology is a point of sales company. And when I say point of sales, a lot of people, unless you're in the industry, don't know what that is. And that's basically a fancy way of saying that I install the cash registers in retail establishments. So I put in the cash registers in the front end, switches and routers in the back end, cameras, scanners, hand scanners, printers, and that sort of thing. Whatever it is that a retail establishment or retail business needs to open their doors, I can put it in.
Okay, and what areas do you service?
Ooh, now that's a good one. Funny story. When I first started this in 2005, actually it was 2004, but I got incorporated in 2005.
Okay.
I was going to cherry pick. I'm in Culpeper, Virginia. And I figured that, okay, own my own business, I'll just stay, a 30-mile radius. Mm-hmm. I find I couldn't feed my family, I couldn't eat. So I had to go where the jobs were. Mm-hmm. So my region is Pennsylvania, Delaware, North Carolina, Virginia, of course, Maryland, and West Virginia.
So it's not areas, it's states.
It's states.
States.
So if the job is in Pennsylvania, I will bid on that job and go there. So you factor in your cost to get you there. If I have to stay, if it's more than one day, you factor in lodging, travel, and that sort of thing to make it profitable.
I'm learning more and more about
mm-hmm.
Okay.
And for the cake decorating,
and that's Chip's Edible Sweets.
ChipsEdibleSweets.com.
Okay.
Is the website for that one.
One of your businesses is incorporated. That's
Yes.
Chip Technology.
Yes.
Why did you decide to incorporate?
Well, at the time, I took a class, and I wanted to do business with the government, the state here in Virginia. So the class that I took talked about what you need: the business plan. You need, articles of incorporation. You need this. You need that. And at the end, they said, okay, you can get your LLC. You're almost at the point where you have an LLC, and then it was just a matter of calling and asking for it to be incorporated. So, you know, it was kind of that easy. Get your EIN number and all of that. So that's what I did at that time.
So for somebody who asks you, should I incorporate? What are some of the benefits?
Yes, you can. To incorporate, you're more credible when you incorporate. You can get a few more tax advantages than if you're a sole proprietor. More write-offs that you can use because you're incorporated. And all of this you would need to check with your tax preparer to, you know, to get a better handle on why you should be incorporated. I got incorporated because I just felt that, and having a business background in college, I knew that those, you know, incorporation or corporation or LLC, some of the things that you need or can benefit from if you want your own business. People can't tell you no, you can't do that because you're not a business, and you just say, yes, I can, and you show them your credentials if you need to, or just let them know where they can go to see them or view them, and that sort of thing. So I would encourage your listeners and viewers to definitely start their own thing and get incorporated.
As early as possible.
As early as possible, definitely.
I was gonna say, what sets you apart from other cake decorators?
I think the quality that I like to put in my cakes and the decorating, and I deliver.
Okay.
I know that a lot of cake decorators don't. And when I say deliver, I'm a home decorator.
Right.
So I work out of the house, a cottage decorator. So I have cake will travel. I had a cake, another horror story, that I had a topsy-turvy cake, and that's one of those where it goes, it looks like it's,
okay, I think
it looks like it's off center, but
yes.
it's actually level,
Yes.
but it's the illusion of being slanted.
Right.
All right, and I had a lady who came and picked it up. It was 4 tiers.
Okay.
And she said the venue was in Washington, D.C. I'm in Culpeper. That's about 77 miles or so. And I told her I would deliver it. She said, no, I'll pick it up. When she picked it up, I gave her a transport box with cushioning on the bottom, and told her, you know, make sure it stays level, watch your stops and starts. And she told me, okay. And your sharp turns. She told me, okay. And as she took off up the street, I have an incline leading out from my development. And she roared at that thing. And I said, oh my God, I was fearful. And about an hour and a half later, I get a call from her, not a call, text, OMG, I wrecked the cake. Can you do another one?
Oh no.
And I was exhausted because I was up all night doing hers, that one. So I told her, okay, I can do it, but it won't be the same. You know, the level of detail, none of that stuff's gonna be the same. I'll get it in there, get it close. And so that's what I did. So I eventually got it to her. She needed it by 9 p.m. and I got downtown about 8:30.
Wow.
So I was able to
You
get it to her, pulled it off, but it was rough. So from then on, I said, if it's taller than a tier, I'm bringing it to you.
Good.
You know, no questions, no discussion. I'm bringing it to you.
Okay,
you know,
good.
or wherever you need it to be. So.
Okay, so I just asked you, if I went to my friend's house and I saw a cake you did, and I say, where did you get that cake? And I find out and I call you and I say, Walter, I want a cake just like the one you did for my friend. What happens?
And I will tell them very politely that was for your friend. I can get you close, I can get something very similar, but it'll be yours and not theirs. I had a cake that I did recently for one of my regular customers. And a tear came to my eye back in August when she told me she wanted a cake for her 12-year-old. And I said, 12-year-old? And then I got to thinking, I told my wife, I said, we've been doing this cake for them since he was 5. So I said, it's almost like my boy.
Yes.
And he wanted a PlayStation cake. with the
Nice.
controller on top.
Nice.
So I did it for him. Now fast forward to last week, I did a cake for her other son. He wanted a cake just like his big brother.
Oh, okay.
So I did it for him. He had a controller on it. His controller was a little different color, and the cake was a little bit different color, but similar styles.
Right.
So that's kind of the way I do things. I don't give you the exact cake.
So you
And
make sure
I make
each
sure one is personalized.
Nice.
And just like she wanted that one, even though I did it, I knew it was mine. I gave it a little different. People typically will send me a picture of something they've seen on the net and say, I want a cake like this one. And I'll tell them. And sometimes I'll see who made it, you know, because sometimes they'll stamp it
Correct.
on their picture.
Correct.
You know, this came from cakesanonymous.com or whatever, and I'll say, or Kathy's Cakes. And I'll say, that's Kathy's cake. I can't do Kathy's cake, but I'll do one similar to Kathy's cake.
That's nice.
And,
That's nice.
you know, with my little spin on it.
Good.
All right.
Okay. So I noticed 2 businesses start with chip.
Yes.
Yeah, one is chip, one is chips.
Yes.
Why chip?
Well, most people don't know that I'm Chip. And that started out when I was young. My parents gave me that name, Chip off the old block, because I'm a junior. And so my family and close friends know me as Chip or Chippy. And early on it was Chippy. As I got older and you know, a teenager, I didn't want Chippy. I wanted just Chip, you know. So, and as an adult, if you wanted to call me by my nickname, it was Chip. Now, if you hear someone talk to me and they call me Chippy, they really know me, or very close to me. Now, so in talking with my sons as I was developing these companies, chip technology came about because I'm Chip, and then I was working with computer
chips as well.
Chips as well. So that seemed like it was a natural fit.
That's a good name.
And
That's
so
a really
chips,
good name.
chip technology. And with the cakes, with chocolate chips and things of that nature, that's all in the sweets world. And I'm Chip, so I came up with chips edible sweets.
So it looks like your family has some hands in all of this as well.
Yeah, my children, yeah, they
That
did.
is nice.
As far as helping me with the names, and my wife, you know, all of them, you know, I go to them and rely on their expertise because they're smarter than me.